Hi, my name is Olga, and in this video, we will go over the main Clockify features that will help you manage your freelance business from work tracking to client invoicing. So let's get started. To quickly get you started, let's first set up your client base. Clockify lets you create a client base by simply typing in a client name and then adding their details such as billing address, email address, currency in which they will be billed, or any important notes. You can even add multiple currencies and have a specific one for each client, so you can bill them in their currency. When your client base is all ready, you can proceed to create projects you will be working on. Besides naming a project, you can assign them a specific color to visually differentiate it from the rest and tie it to a specific client. Each project can have a customizable list of tasks, and they can also be billable or non-billable. If you're often working on the same type of project, you can save a project as a template, so the next time you create a new one, you can quickly base it on the template project. It will inherit its tasks and settings, which you can always override later. Hourly rates in Clockify help you forecast and track your revenue. Add them to projects or tasks, and then you'll be able to see how much money you've earned for each time period, project, client, and so on by running a report. There, you can identify your most profitable projects and decide on what type of work to focus on in the future. When you plan projects in advance, you'll also be able to see how much money you'll earn in the future thanks to the scheduling feature. Scheduling helps you organize your days and weeks, allowing you to juggle clients and focus on different projects more effectively. You can create separate assignments for each project, repeat assignments for a certain period of time in order to plan your schedule in advance, and forecast future revenue and costs. For example, you can block out 1 week for one client and the next for another client, or book 2 clients in the same day and split your time among them. When a new client comes in, you can see how many hours you have booked and see where you can fit in the new client. To forecast future revenue, you have to enable this option in the settings. There are multiple ways to track time in Clockify. If you're working on a computer, you can open Clockify in a browser and start the timer, or enter the time in a timesheet. The tracker allows you to easily distinguish between billable and non-billable entries. The currency icon will be blue if the entry is billable or gray if it's non-billable, but this can easily be overridden or set however you need if you are starting a completely new activity, or it can later be changed in the reports. For some advanced time tracking features, install the Clockify browser extension. It allows you to see when the timer is running and switch between tasks, plus track time inside other web apps by clicking on the Start Timer button inside them. For example, you can start the timer inside Playkey, Gmail, GitLab, or multiple other apps Clockify integrates with. The extension also has some advanced features like reminders and idle detection, which you can enable in the settings. Besides these, Clockify has a desktop and mobile app so you can track time offline and on the go. If you want to have all your meetings in one place, make sure to connect the Clockify calendar with your Google or Outlook calendar. Calendar will then show you your daily meetings in the right column and created time entries in the left column. You can start the timer on the synced events or convert them to time entries to save time on tracking your daily activities. If you use project scheduling, your daily assignments will show up here. Besides tracking your billable time, you can also record additional expenses you might have for project completion. First, create an expense category, and then you will be able to record a billable expense on a specific project with its amount and receipt. Later, you can pass the expense along to your client by including it in the project budget or adding it to the invoice. All expenses can be assessed through the expense page or in the expense report, where you can filter and export them by category or other criteria. As you start tracking time on projects, you can follow their progress as well as forecast their completion or budget spending by setting up time or budget estimates. Estimates help you get better at estimating future projects. For example, when you compare estimated versus actually tracked time on a project, you get a better sense of how long a project like that takes, which helps you give better quotes to clients and get more accurate budgets. In the Status tab, you can see the current progress based on the tracked activities and logged expenses. If you define a time estimate, the Progress tab will show billable and non-billable time, generated revenue amount, and recorded expenses. If you define a budget estimate, you will see the recorded billable amount, billable expenses, and remaining budget. You will also see recorded billable and non-billable time and expenses. Both time and budget estimates can be task-based, so you will see expenses, track time, and amount for each task. In the Forecasting tab, you can see forecasted project completion or project budget spending. Forecasting uses track time, scheduled assignments, and defined estimates to calculate future time or budget spending, so you can easily spot if your projects will go over the deadline or define budget limitations. Clockify can alert you when you're getting close to a project time or budget estimate. All you have to do is set the estimates for projects you want to receive alerts for and create a specific alert. This can assist you in organizing your upcoming project right when the current one wraps up. Clockify lets you share your progress with your clients by creating shared reports. This way, you can allow clients to have an insight on progress without having to generate and send reports over and over again or meet multiple times a week. Filter the data for specific projects, click Share, and create a public report if your clients don't have a Clockify account. Now you can share a report link with clients and they will be able to see the progress. All your tracked billable work and billable expenses can be invoiced through Clockify. You can quickly populate invoices with activities and expenses from specific projects, include taxes or discounts, and bill to specific clients. You can track invoice status, record payments, and send invoice reminders. You can even customize the look of an invoice and translate invoice items for international clients. To learn more about Clockify features, make sure to check out our tutorials or visit the website. Thank you for watching.